I went on Facebook and I saw, let me see here, trying to find it. Somebody put, where does trust and loyalty fit in a culture that glorifies the side piece? And I thought that was an interesting question, and the comments started flooding. Roll your eyes if you want to, Evandra. And I loved it because the comments was crazy. And this brother that posted that question has diverse friends, and so it was interesting to see who was commenting and who wasn't. And so, and then I guess we should be glorifying, not I guess, but we should be glorifying
the side piece.
No. We should be glorifying the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the husband, the wife, the people that put in the longevity in there, the people that are not, cheating and being loyal, but we're glorifying the side piece. And he just said, where does the trust and loyalty fit in a culture that glorifies the side piece? What's your thoughts when you hear a question like that?
Yeah.
Or do you glorify the side piece?
No. You know what? People are complex. That's my cop-out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's
that did nothing for me.
People are complex, but in all seriousness, my thing against the side piece is just two things. Is that I look at us coming together as a family, and I look at having a mom and father there to properly rear children. Now, some people say you have different family structures. It's not one way. The nuclear family structure that we adhere to is not the only way,
right?
Which is true. But, I just look at certain conditions, and I think that, if children grew up and they saw a man and a woman operating together in solidarity in a healthy relationship, I think that sows really good seeds.
Oh, what about same-sex households?
Well, let me get to that, because I want to hit a second point.
Don't let them off though.
Yeah, no, for real. No, for real. Let me get to that. But I had a second point. My problem with the side piece thing is that what I perceive it as, you're devaluing yourself before another human being. Whereas, why choose to be a side piece where apparently you're not the main object of this person's attention,
right?
Whereas you could be with someone who's willing to give you all of that attention. Okay. To me, I kind of feel like that's a bit of self-confidence issues, because you would rather be someone that this person kind of sees on the side as opposed to being with someone who's going to value you and put their all into you. So I think, as a woman or a man, because you have men that are side pieces,
okay,
you should not choose to be in that situation.
Yeah, it's different when you got a choice and then you don't know about it. I see you kind of shaking on it. Yeah. I love this. Let's take this right. Oh, wait. Before we do, what was your question to Hoyt?
About the same...
No, same-sex households.
Same-sex households.
My opinion on that...
Don't be politically correct.
Not necessarily your opinion, but you said you think that a child that sees a man and a woman work together. So not your opinion on the same sex. So what about a child that sees both of their parents are the same sex that work together?
So if they see both of their parents...
You said a child that sees a man and a woman building. What about a child that sees a woman and a woman, or a man and a man building? Is there a difference?
Okay.
She coming. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt.
I mean, I grew up with a lesbian mom, so I tell you what the impact was on me.
Yeah.
But,
50 Cent said, hold on. 50 Cent said on the song with The Game, he said, growing up I was confused. My mama was kissing a girl. Confusion occurs growing up in this cold world. It confused the brother, threw him off. Some could say that threw him into the trauma that he went into because he was seeing his mama kissing the girl.
It's very traumatic.
That's what I
can quote 50. Let's go.
Let me put my little 2 cents out there. Personally, I think that if you are a lesbian, or if you are part of the the LGBTQIA plus community, here's a little bit of news or just something to think about. They should honor the man and woman coming together as well, because without that, you're not going to be here. Without that man and that woman coming together, it's nothing. It's no. Because
you still need a sperm. I do.
No, but I'm saying though, if that from our early as hominids up till now, you have to have that to produce and
seahorses can produce without another seahorse.
But we're mammals. They're not mammals. But here's the thing. Hold on. What you're doing is you're comparing.
I'm giving you the nuances.
But it's not a nuance. You're comparing a seahorse to a mammal. We have more in common with a rat than we do with a seahorse.
No,
scientifically speaking. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here with you.
And so,
she mess with you every time.
Yeah, but my thing is this: is just that I kind of, as growing up, I didn't have like the father around. I had like, mentors, but I
go right into your testimony, my brother.
I had mentors, but I think, having like that strong male figure around, it put me on a good course in life.
Okay.
And to see a black man strong, and I hate people say the word strong, but seeing a black man come together with a black woman, and you guys are working together, y'all have a synergy, that motivated me on how to treat my woman.
So what? It sounds like you speak to the power of the strong black man. What if we had two strong black men?
I mean, yeah. For me personally, if that's how you want to live, so be it. For me personally, I would much rather, have a sister around and we work together as a unit and we raise our children together.
Okay. Real quick, no comment on the glorified side piece thing.
Well, no, because the person that asked the question conflated trust and loyalty. So for me, we would have to address that first before I could get to the side piece. Because trust and loyalty are two different things when you talk about a side piece.
But I want you, like, what is your opinion on that? Because I
side pieces?
No, about the two you said.
Don't go back at it. There you go.
I mean,
well, she
honestly,
has an experience though.
Yeah, you have experience.
Now, if I had been born in this day and age, it wouldn't have affected me, I think, nearly as much as it affected me in the 80s and the 90s. It's a lot of children nowadays in schools that either one have two parents of the same sex, or they don't even know what gender they are. You know what I mean? So, but at the times that I was raised, all of us in this room were, it just wasn't acceptable. Yeah. And it was traumatic. I was a track star. To see your mom kissing her girlfriend in the stands while you and your, about to pop out and run, like, it was traumatic at that age.
Did you get teased or bullied for it?
I didn't get teased or bullied for my parents being lesbian.
What's your testimony? Go
but I did get teased and bullied for being friend with the one lesbian girl in school.
Really?
At the time. So that was interesting. Nowadays it's cliche, but my testimony?
Don't make the weird face. We know everybody likes a testimony. You know what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Encourage somebody.
I just give it to you like this. I was a homeless child all my life. I was beaten, raped, and abused consistently for about 9 years straight without a break. And I am currently 1 year away from my PhD. That's all I have to say to that as a testimony and all the things in between.
Show them how they can follow you. I like they got to follow you.
You want me to show them? Like, I don't know how I'm going to show them.
Do
but I'll be more than happy to let you know. You can follow me at Evandra Catherine. Just type it in everywhere. All social media, Google, Evandra, Evandra. Catherine, Catherine.
Real quick, me, I know people normally look for the fatherhood one, and what I want to do is a different one. Like, I had to learn to be humble, and there was a time where I felt like growing up a believer, I was always taught to, give God the glory and things like that. And there was a time where I had a lot of different things. I had 2 foreign cars. I had a big house. I had all this stuff, and it got to a point where I had stopped meditating. I had stopped praying. I had stopped giving God the glory because I thought I had it all. I had girls and this and that. I had the things that society would tell you you're doing it or you're living it, and I thought that because I was still a believer at heart that I was going to be fine and I was doing well. And I think that you just have to learn how to be humble. And sometimes God will give you opportunity to do it on your own, or God will strip you of all those things, and that's a way that God will show you, look, you still need me, you still need to be understanding that it's not all about you. And so I had to get those things stripped from me. I had to get brought all the way back down to the bottom, and then what happens is when that happens, you get to the bottom, you're sitting there wondering why it happened, but you're not wondering how you got to the point of when you got to the top and you was thinking it was all you. You're not giving it to a higher power, or you're not understanding that it's more to this. You should be walking in your purpose. You should be helping somebody else. The things that we're all probably doing now with our maturity, I didn't do that. And at one point, I just had to lose it all for me to say, okay, I surrender. And then once I did that, I was able to get more clarity, recognize my purpose, start doing things without the same interest, and the same results that I had. But I was focused on back when I was at that time. So I had to learn to be humble. That's my message for y'all, no matter what you may go through. And even if you start to get stripped of things, material things, relationships, whatever it is, think about why it's happening. Don't get mad at the Most High. Don't get mad at everybody else. Look at yourself, look at your inner self, and wonder why is this thing happening, and wonder what can you learn from it. Hoyt?
Wow. You guys share some good stories and experiences. I would guess my thing would be is just to be there for other people. One thing I kind of dealt with growing up was like, I'm not gonna say like anger, but I didn't really know how to vent in the right manner. And so for me, I had to really learn how to deal with I had to learn how to deal with talking to people in the correct way. And so that kind of came with, you know, maturity. I had to learn how to work with others, you know, when I was a teenager. And so martial arts is something that really helped me out. Having good, positive male role models in my life is something that helped me out. It helped me with a little bit of maturity. That was my struggle, and that's kind of more so vague than theirs. But my struggle has just been with, you know, I kind of have been a little bit anti-establishment at heart. And I kind of realized at a certain point, you know, you have to work with people, you have to be cooperative. And that's something that I learned in my early 20s, and it shifted my life in a positive direction. And so just really kind of learning how to work with people, how to, you know, cooperate. And I learned that, and I developed that through martial arts, meditation. I used to do a little bit of yoga. Things like that kind of helped me as well. So just overall, my improvement, my attitude. You know, it helped me.
You like devil dog? Go ahead,
you know,
devil dog.
It helped me. I mean, I would say that, you know, I've always been like a very I've been easy to work with, but I just said like from about 21 on till now, my life has improved just because I checked my attitude, my personality, and being able to work with people. And that's helped me a lot, because if you don't know how to work with people, you're not going anywhere.
Take all three of these Jews, y'all. How can they follow you?
You can follow me on Facebook at Hoyt Kwaku Timmons. That's KWAKU. That's Boy Born on Wednesday. You can follow me on Instagram at @1Timmons_scholar.
You can follow me, the host, Vincent at Vincent Ellis White on everything. IG, Twitter is Vince Ellis White. Again, Evandra, you got any last words for the people?
I do have some last words. I have some last words. Someone said something to me really profound recently. I think it'd be a good show for y'all to have. But I was talking about single households, black women households, and the outcomes of black females and the outcomes of black males. And the person said to me that black women love their sons but raise their daughters. And I thought about that.
Love their sons, but why is it but?
Because they love their sons, but they raise their daughters.
I heard it. Why is it but though?
Because the point they're making is that black women aren't raising black